This place is expensive. Do you have any idea what it costs to clean a volcanic mountain fortress? My magma bills are through the roof, and it's full of filthy, freeloading fools. Oh, I'm Beastman. Skeletor, I'm hungry. My name is Merman, and my tank needs cleaning again. Oh, bah! Rubbish!
Okay, people, welcome back to another Fwoosh Weekly. As always, I'm Robo, and I'm going to cut straight to the chase. Today may be a little bit rushed. It may seem like I'm skipping some stuff. If I miss anything, I'll come back to it because my middle daughter graduates high school tonight. So I'm shooting this, I'm editing it, I'm uploading it, and I gotta go. I gotta get going. I get to see her graduate. I get to see her go to college in the fall. I get to open up another room for more toys, maybe? I'm kidding. Her stuff will probably live in that room forever. But seriously, on top of feeling a little bit old right now, man, they grow up so fast. But you're not here to listen to my personal life. You're here for toys. So, like the intro said, the Super 7 Masters of the Universe Snake Mountain is up for pre-order right now. And it's difficult, I know, price-wise, size-wise, but man, just reach into the 80s. Pull this out, you got this. Now, Super 7 says they are 75% funded. That actually seems on track to fund at the end of the month, and that's when the pre-orders end, is at the end of this month. They also posted this graphic, which I've seen the Star Wars Sail Barge in person. This thing is massive. This gives you an idea of how huge Snake Mountain actually is. But to be honest, again, for a moment, I've had to pass on this because, man, I just don't have the space. I would allot the funds, but man, where am I going to put this thing? This would be me putting this, well, in a kid's bedroom, I guess, but I don't have room for it. On the other hand, I get to go up to Veeb's house when he receives this, and we'll play with this, and we'll shoot video, and I'll be like, man, I wish I had got in on this, and he'll be like, you should have bought one when you had a chance, and I know, but I didn't. But if you have the room, if you have the money, if you're on the fence, go ahead and grab this. I mean, it looks amazing. Now, I do not know much about Devil May Cry, but 1000 Toys, what I'm hearing of their Hellboy figure, it's come out pretty amazing. So I have high hopes for the Dante from Devil May Cry 5. Comes with alternate faceplates, comes with a couple of pistols, comes with a shotgun, comes with his sword and then the demon sword. But there's also a deluxe edition that comes with all of this. But you'll have to track that down because looking at, what's going on here? Yeah, it seems like just doing a quick search of most of the sites that I usually hit, I can only find the standard edition, so I don't know where that deluxe edition is actually being sold. But the standard edition will run you around $135 and releases in October. DC Collectibles has announced the next figures in their DC Essentials line, and that would be Hal Jordan, Sinestro, and then Nightfall Batman and Catwoman. These are okay, I guess. I mean, I see people excited about them, but personally, do not like the proportions on these. The arms are just super long. It feels like these are sculpted and then the articulation is just kind of shoved in there. And that may not be the process, but that's the way it looks. But it's good to see DC Collectibles sticking with a line. I think some people were afraid that this line was ending, but this is apparently going on until at least next year, because these are set to release January 2020, and the actual MSRP is $28. So there you go. Here is the Mezco Marvel Master of Magnetism Magneto. And that's in their 1/12 collective line, just in case you missed that. We've been waiting for this for a while. It's been shown at shows. It appeared in Mezco's Toy Fair 2019 catalog. And overall, yes, it's Mezco-fied. It has the extra bits and such. It has the extra detail on the boots, the shoulder armor. But looking at it, I feel like this is like a modern rendition, almost an MCU version of the Magneto costume. I really, really dig the effects though, especially the disassembling the gun effect. It's just, it's so inspired. I love it. It's just, But not to be left out, the other two effects actually have magnets embedded in them, so you can have hours and hours of paperclip fun. Magneto can even help out at the office. The cape seems to have a wire in it. It adds a little bit more dynamic posing to it. I've got nothing against the cape just draping down. But for something like this, a character that flies, a character that, you know, sure has a lot of power, getting the cape out is an added bonus, I think. Unfortunately, we do seem to lose two heads that were shown in that Toy Fair 2019 catalog. The calm and then the smiling helmeted heads seem to have disappeared. But that does leave us with unhelmeted pondering and then helmeted, well, kind of piss your pants scary. But more options is always better. I don't know why they pulled it. I mean, if you look at it in the catalog, they're not drastically different. And the two we're left with is what we think of as Magneto's mood most of the time. But, I don't know, options. I like options. $80, scheduled to release December to February of this next year. NECA came in and surprised us this week with their San Diego exclusive, the 7-inch scale Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990 movie capture of Splinter 4-pack. Now, we've seen the quarter scale Foot Soldiers, we've seen the quarter scale Shredder. We had a sneaking suspicion that we would see these shrunk down, but Splinter is just out of nowhere. It seems the TMNT license is loosening its reins heavily. They get to sell at Target now. They get to do stuff like this. Hopefully, ooh, nothing against the quarter scale. I know it has its fans. Again, like Snake Mountain, I don't have the room for huge ass figures. I much rather have 7-inch scale stuff. Now, like I said, they look like shrunk down versions. Splinter by himself, it's looking fantastic. I mean, he looks a little bit thin in places, but I'm okay with hanging him on the wall or, you know, having him in a stand or behind or with the you know, he's gonna look good. Also comes with weapons, comes with a weapons rack, comes with a crate, and that crate is cardboard. It's not an actual sculpted piece. But just like last year's offering of the 1990 movie Turtles, there's gonna be a very small window to order these. It says June 5th through June 7th, they're gonna be opening up pre-orders for these. And if it's anything like last year, you have maybe 30 seconds, a minute to get in there and order them. And then they'll be available at the show. They've been asked on Twitter if these will be available at GameStop like last year's Turtles. And the response was something like, this set will not be available at GameStop later. Now, that doesn't say the individual figures on individual cards with maybe less accessories won't be available at GameStop. So I'm not super worried, but I'm gonna need these to go with my last year's Turtles. And the set will cost $125. Just like I talked about last week with the Hasbro Marvel Legends fan channel exclusives that have been popping up the last several weeks, no, they waited till the next day. Last week's fan channel exclusive was the Hulk and Wolverine 2-pack. Nothing we haven't seen before, but it feels good to get it pre-ordered, you know, get it out of the way and just wait. It feels good right here, deep down. Last week, Hasbro had new promotional images of the Marvel Legends Avengers Endgame Wave 2 figures, except for Beta Ray Bill and Loki. This week, here is Loki, and here is Beta Ray Bill. I'm liking the look of Bill in his modern costume. Some people are saying it should have been the classic, like the Toy Biz version. I don't know. I'm good with a Bill on my shelf. I like this. And then with Loki, of course, we probably should have gotten sculpted on scales, but man, there's something appealing about it looking kind of like a 3D representation of that old classic art with just the scales drawn on. But that makes me sound like Hasbro can do no wrong. I am not an apologist. I'm just a sunny side of life kind of guy. But sticking with Marvel Legends, Hasbro kind of surprised us yesterday. Not surprised as in, oh, they gave us an Avengers Endgame Captain America. We knew that was coming. It was more like, hey, here's this, and then they're popping up at Walmart, which we'll talk about here in a second. And in case I didn't say it fully, here is the Hasbro Marvel Legends Avengers Infinity, God dang it, Endgame Captain America. There's so many figures. Now to me, just holding the Marvel Legends Infinity War Captain America up to my screen and comparing like, that looks about the same, it appears that from the waist down, maybe the abs down, it's reused from that last year's figure. From the abs up or the waist up, just covering my bases there, it looks like brand new sculpt with the scale look here and the new arms and then the shoulder pads, etc. And I'm good with that. I dig the updated, larger proportions of that Infinity War figure. So much so that I've went out and spent probably too much money on third-party items sprucing that thing up. Looking at it here, it looks a little bit off. Looking at the package art, which is amazing, you'll notice that the scale add-ons on the armor are a lighter shade of blue. That doesn't come across on the figure, so I think that's what's throwing my eye off a little bit. Comes with masked and unmasked heads. I don't know if these are reused from previous figures. Okay, they look a little bit off in the promotional shots, but they look pretty good in package shots because this damn thing has already been found in Kentucky and Tennessee. And that is a rare thing of beauty these days. A company being able to keep something like this under wraps with, you know, all kinds of internet leaks and everything else. Here's the announcement. We found it. Whoa. Now from the promotional shots, we knew it came with a shield. It comes with Mjolnir. Looking at the package shots, it looks kind of empty here and there, and Mjolnir's missing from the package. It's actually hidden behind the shield. I can only think that they did this to avoid spoilers. But the movie's been out for a month. We should be past spoilers by now. But Hasbro and distribution being what it is these days, these could have popped up a month ago and then it would have been, oh, Hasbro spoiled the movie for me. It could have gone either way. So Hasbro played it on the safe side. That's probably also the reason for a fully intact shield instead of a halfy shield. I'm sure down the road we'll see a bigger deluxe version of this somehow with the half shield in a 3-pack with somebody else. Depressed Thor and beat up Iron Man maybe. Did I say this was found? Either way, this is a Walmart exclusive, and I know for some people that's the end of the world, but it depends on area to area. And Walmart being Walmart, if they want an exclusive, you give them an exclusive. There's not much we can do about it. $20 and it should be hitting now, soonish, somewhere, you know. Medicom also with the surprises. They haven't solicited an MCU figure in a while. They've went with their comic versions for the past... Okay, it's hard to gauge because Medicom solicits stuff so early. But out of the blue this week, magazine scans popped up and Medicom went, hey, y'all like Thor? Because here is the MAFEX Avengers Infinity War Thor. Yes, it's Infinity War Thor. They seem to go with older stuff, but it works in their favor a little bit because they have the final look. Like the MAFEX Homecoming Spider-Man, it's still my favorite Spider-Man. It seems the most accurate and, well, it's the best figure too. I skipped on the Figuarts Thor, and I kind of regretted it, but now the Toy Lords have deemed me worthy for a God of Hammers of my own. And Medicom, it ain't playing here. They have 3 heads, they have Prison Wallet Eye, they have Warging, they have Big Boss Thor. Swappable arms between armored look and then bare arms. And you can mix and match, I guess. I don't know why I switched arms there. Electrified Stormbreaker, and then electrified add-ons for the body itself, including interchangeable chest discs that have this... What? That is brilliant. But to take it down a notch, and like I always talk about, I don't trust Medicom's face paint applications to look like the promotional shots when we get it in hand. I have been getting slightly better, and hopefully after the year-long wait for this, they'll be to the point where I don't feel like replacing it. If not, third-party headhunting I go, because this electric boogaloo look is too good to pass up. It's scheduled for February of 2020, which means we'll probably see it next summer sometime. And as far as official promotional shots go, they'll probably be released about the time I upload this video. Amazon has posted solicitation pictures for the McFarlane Toys Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 figures. I don't know if this is prototype or if this is production, but much like the Game of Thrones, the likenesses may be a little bit off here. Especially on Ron, who looks more like Opie Taylor? For those of you who get that reference. Harry, I think it's the glasses throwing it off, which we usually see when they're shrunk down from life size to, well, these are 7-inch scale. Hermione, I think she looks the best out of the 3 kids. I'm really digging McFarlane's updated durability. I haven't had a problem with breakage in a while, and I've been playing with a lot of McFarlane toys lately. But if you're not into Harry Potter, and these being 7-inch scale, well, teenagers, late teenagers, this may work in your shelf as civilians if you wanted to switch out parts and stuff. Also, the Patronuses look pretty awesome, but for me, The biggie here is Voldemort. Much like the Night King, he has inhuman features that kind of throw off your eye. You're not looking for a human face. You're looking for your mind's eye of this dude with no nose. So the likeness is much easier to hit here. Besides getting a Voldemort on the shelf, I'm most interested in seeing what's under them robes. For customizing purposes, you savages. $20 scheduled to hit July 31st. And then finally this week, Bandai hit us with another Darth Vader and Stormtrooper. This is what I've been waiting to talk about, and there is a lot to unpack here. Now at first glance you think, come on Bandai, what the hell? Is it the same Darth Vader and Stormtrooper again? No, it's not. This is Bandai's third shot at both the, I think it's third shot, if not more, but their third take on both of these characters. But I feel like they finally get close to nailing it. For the Stormtrooper, at first glance, it looks like it reuses a lot of parts from the Rogue One Stormtrooper, but if you look closely, enhance. You'll see that the armor pieces actually have seams added to them. The abs look a little bit longer, the crotch piece looks a little bit shorter. That in turn drops the belt a little bit and fixes some of the proportion problems I had with the Rogue One Trooper. And then the helmet tweaks are pleasing to my eye. I feel like they're getting very, very close to movie accurate here. He also gets new weapons this time around besides the obligatory E11. And finally, different from the first two versions of this figure, they finally add a holster. Man, we missed you, holster. And then there's Vader. Oh, Vader. Earlier this week, in fact, day before yesterday, I had an Ultimate 1/12 scale Darth Vader showdown. I looked at the various Darth Vaders from various companies, and if nothing else, we have options out there. If you have certain wants or needs for your Darth Vader figure, somebody's got you covered. But Bandai comes in, well, that same day I shot that video. It's weird how things work out like that. But this new one may be a contender. Like the Trooper, at first you look at it and think, oh man, isn't that just the recent A New Hope Darth Vader with some tweaks on it? I think once you get in and look at it, it's an all-new sculpt. The thighs and maybe the biceps are reused, but I doubt it. I'm thinking all-new sculpt. New gloves, new chest box, the inner robe no longer goes up over the shoulder armor. The lower inner robes and then the crotch piece has different folds and wrinkles. To make this Return of the Jedi, the helmet now comes apart to reveal a pretty good looking Anakin underneath. It also has a severed hand piece which shows the inner workings, the wires, but man, that looks soft and gummy. I don't know what the sheen is on it. It looks just like... But going back up to the helmet, it is definitely a resculpt. They've made the eyes a little bit bigger. They've changed the mouth grill. In fact, if I didn't know better, and half the time I don't, let's be honest, but I would say that they're getting close to the Bandai model kit helmet, which in a lot of people's books is the definitive 1/12 scale Darth Vader helmet. Standing in front of the new Stormtroopers, this new Vader looks amazing. They both look amazing, but Bandai, what's up with this picture? Why are you teasing us? These Royal Guards were actually shown at last year's Tamashii Nations, and if you look at the placard there, it says Figuarts 0, which means it has little to no articulation at all. But being the Royal Guard, and seeing what we saw of them in the movie, I know they're ass kickers in the comics and stuff, but movie-wise, they just need to stand there and be pretty. But putting them in a promo pic, does that mean we can expect them soon? I'm okay with that. Give me some. There's also a promotional shot with the SH Figuarts Jedi Luke. In the info, it also states that that Luke will get a re-release at the same time that Vader and Stormtrooper releases. So if you're on the hunt for that, don't go paying insane amounts. I think this is the fourth re-release of that Luke. Yeah, it's a good figure. These will run you $60 to $70 and they release in October. And that's it for this week. I know I said I was gonna keep it quick and seem rushed, but you get to Marvel Legends and Star Wars and I'm ready to go for the rest of the day. I could keep going actually. Now next week, I'll be at Denver Comic-Con, so there won't be a weekly. And I'm also way behind because of graduation stuff and running around and all that for shooting reviews. So there may not be any content on this channel for the next week or so. Even skipping a week during this kind of season, right before San Diego Comic-Con and such, there's gonna be stuff to talk about. We'll talk about toys as soon as I get back. But one last quick thing, last night I paid my deposit for the electric company to drop fiber at my house in the next month or so. So that means faster internet, That means no more loading on my phone and then taking the phone to the bedroom and leaning it against the front wall of my house to try to get a video uploaded, or taking my laptop to McDonald's to upload a video. That means hopefully more content, some live streaming, options, podcasts with other channels. I don't know. The possibilities are endless. I've been waiting for this for a long time. A long damn time. And then I get to tell AT&T to... But I'm getting out of here. If you enjoyed the weekly, comment, like, subscribe. I'll catch you on the Fwoosh.